Winter sports are back and boys basketball is in session. We hang out up in Colville on Friday night as the Braves kick off their season. Also, a promising year for the Wasatch Wasps girls basketball squad. We talked to Katy Perry a little bit about their season as it kicks off tonight in Cedar Valley. Also, South Summit boys basketball with a handful of returners, but who will step up and become the new face of the Wildcats? It's a brand new episode of the Scoreboard and it's coming up right now. Well, last Friday night was the kickoff to the boys basketball season. We headed up to Colville as the North Summit Braves took on the Manila Mustangs. It was a nail-biting loss. Nonetheless, this team looks better than ever. Well, if you were cheering in Colville on Friday night, you were probably yelling this young man's name, Mel Brown. What a fantastic season opener for you, man. How are you feeling?
I'm feeling good. It was a good game, hard fought. We didn't get it done. It was a heartbreaking loss, but Manila's a good team, but I feel like we're better. We just too many fouls, too many turnovers. We just need to work on that, and we'll be a tough team.
Yeah, that's something I kind of wanted to ask you about. There were a handful of turnovers there, especially in the first quarter. Did Coach Priest say anything to you guys about the turnovers at halftime?
Yeah, he just brought us in. He said we just need to calm down, play our game. We have a lot of talent. We got a lot of talented guards, and we just got to settle down, control the pace. And I feel like for the most part in the second half we did that.
I got to ask you, how excited was the team? You guys all seemed so fired up coming onto the court today. How excited was everyone just to make the season or to kick off the season here in Colville?
It was awesome. I mean, it's a different year this year. We lost a lot of seniors last year. We lost Trey Pace, and that was huge for us. But we all know that we have dogs that can compete, and it was just exciting. We just want to get the community into it. We just want to get everybody at games. We want them in Camas. We want them everywhere, just everywhere.
Mel, you were unbelievable from beyond the arc tonight. What have you been working on this offseason? I mean, you look fantastic out here tonight.
I got to give a shout out to Premier Basketball and Lace them up. They're down in Linden, and they just helped me work on my game. It's just built a lot of confidence from beyond the arc, but other than that, it's just moving in the post. I mean, there's a lot of bigger kids than me, but I just feel like my confidence just takes over for me, and I just let the noise get out of my head, and I just do the work.
It's a fascinating thing because you are the biggest body on the team, but you're probably the best outside shooter on top of that. So it kind of throws things off in terms of being the five, but also being able to shoot the ball. Is that something that you think this team is going to continue to try to work on, is get you on the outside, shoot the ball outside, but also be able to deal with the big bodies down low?
Yeah, and honestly, it's anybody's night. Tonight was my night for some reason. I don't know what it was, what I drank before the game or what I ate, but tonight was my night. I love outside shots. I'm confident beyond the arc because I know when we play Parowan, they're not going to step out on me. In fact, last year I went to Duchesne and they were just like, shoot it. And I was like, I'll shoot it. So it's just something, I'd love outside shots, but any shot from any teammate that goes in is a good bucket.
Trevor Richens was another fantastic player. Some key shots, some key assists as well there down at the end of the wire, but also a lot of fouls early on that kind of kept him out of the game, specifically in the third quarter. How much do you think that hurt the team, having Trevor out, who was playing super, super well?
I think it was mental for Trevor. After he got that fourth foul, it was just a mental game because he knew he messed up, but I mean, I don't know about the calls, but it can go either way. So it did hurt the team. It hurt the team really bad, but we have 5 other kids. We got a big team. We got a big roster, and we all have kids that can step up. But I can promise you Trevor Richens is going to be a dog this year.
Trevor Richens, there's you, there's Jake Smith, there's Buck Sargent, there's McCason Pace. There's so many talented kids on this team. And it's interesting because Trey left, and he was the number 2 scorer across the entire state for the entire season, averaging 22 points a game. And then you come into this year, and it's like, who's going to be the guy to step up? And it just so happened that just about everyone on this team stepped up. Does it kind of remind you of almost like what the Utah Jazz are doing right now, where you lose Donovan Mitchell, your big-time scorer, your all-star, and you also lose Rudy Gobert, but you bring in a bunch of guys who can do a lot of good things. Do you think that this team is kind of becoming a team that anyone can play well any given night, and so it's going to be tough for these teams to scout you guys out?
It's going to be really tough. It's going to be really tough because we don't care who scores as long as we get the job done. And next Tuesday against Altamont, it's just whoever scores is going to help us. And honestly, yeah, Utah Jazz, great example. I mean, I'm a Denver Nuggets fan, but the Jazz, they're great, and it's just great team chemistry. They're playing great right now, but I think the North Summit Braves, we're going to play well. We're going to get kids some points. It's just going to be, you're going to see, when you look at the averages, it's just all going to be the same because we don't care who scores. We're an unselfish team.
What is the difference between last year and this year, just in terms of team chemistry and stuff like that? How is the team doing in terms of just camaraderie?
I've been asked that question a lot, actually, and it's nothing against seniors last year, but as a senior class, me, Sawyer, Sidney Richens, he's a kid that he hurt, and that really hurt us, and Wyatt Moore. We're getting the team together. We're getting the team more involved. We did it this season, and we did it before the season in football. We got Jake Smith in the gym. We got Trevor Richens in the gym, and I'm a football player. I was in the gym too. It's just we're getting everybody involved. We're letting everybody know they got a place on the team, and that it's not about us. It's about all of us.
Like I said, you lose to Manila tonight by 2. You lost to them last year by 15. Does this kind of give the team a little bit of a confidence boost, realizing, wow, we are a lot better than maybe we thought we were? Or did you know you were this good?
I mean, I don't want to sound arrogant, but I knew we were this good. I knew we had a good opportunity to win this game. Before this game, I was just feeling good today. I was like, this is a team we can beat. And in fact, in our group chat, we were just like, guys, this is it. We knew we had a tough matchup with Tuck Davis and those kids that can score, but we knew we were either going to win this game or it was going to be a nail biter, and it was a nail biter. And I'm glad we put on a show for the whole community to show us that we're no joke.
How tough was Tuck Davis? I mean, 32 points, unbelievable. And were you trying to get him fouled out there near the end of the game?
Oh yeah, Coach Priest, said to us right there, he's just like, just do anything you can to get him out of the game because he's a great player, outstanding player in that region. I don't think I can tell, like even Altamont that we're playing next week, I don't think they're going to have an answer for him because he's just that good of a player. Especially coming out of school that small from like Salt Lake, so far from Salt Lake City, it's impressive. The kid's a stud.
Any specific game that you're looking forward to for this season?
That's a good, this is going to get me in trouble in Summit County, but honestly, South Summit, I think this is the year.
I absolutely can't wait for it. It's going to be in Camas. Any specific prediction, any final score prediction you think that's going to happen in that game? It's a fantastic matchup. Looking at their team, looking at your team, it's going to be a great game.
They got some great players. They got Kelby Thompson, stud football. They got Logan Wilson, a sophomore, coming up. They got Gage McKee. They got so many weapons. But the question is, will they have answers for Mel Brown, Sawyer Richens, Jake Smith, and Trevor Richens? And honestly, I don't think so, but it's going to be a close game. You can never count them out. Even if they're really good one year and we're really good one year and the other one's lacking, it's going to be a close game no matter what. And honestly, I'm excited. I got a lot of buddies there. I mean, it's a rivalry to the fans more than it is to the players, I'd say. But that's that game in Duchesne.
I absolutely cannot wait for it. Great job tonight. Thanks so much for talking, and good luck for the rest of the season. The Wasatch Wasps girls basketball team kicks off their season tonight in Cedar Valley, and one of the big questions is how good is this team going to be with a second year of Coach Hull at the helm? Well, they feel pretty confident. Let's take a look.
Hey, we're with Katie Perry, a senior on the Wasatch girls basketball team. We just had a fun night here, Katie. Congratulations. Thanks for taking a minute.
Yeah.
Before we talk about the game, let's talk about you. You've had a great career here at Wasatch. What have you been doing over the off season to get ready for this new fun season?
I've just been getting in the gym for sure, working on my shot, my dribbling. I did do this one clinic at Grind. It's in Salt Lake area.
Okay, cool.
That helps me work on my one-on-one skills and stuff like that.
Cool.
But most importantly, just getting in the gym, getting shots up. My dad would go rebound for me, so.
Dads are great that way, aren't they? So, we had a lot of fun here, Meet the Team night.
Yeah.
How do you feel like the team's meshing? Like how did the game go for you only after a week of practice?
I personally am very competitive, so it was a hard-fought game, and I love my teammates. We've been meshing very well.
Yeah.
I think we'll be good this season, but clearly we obviously need to work on our shots and defense, which we can always work on, and I think just growing together as a team tonight and meeting the younger AAU teams was a great way to get and build the program up.
That was a lot of fun, having the young kids, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th graders. So you mentioned meshing a little bit with the team. You got a really interesting look on this team. There's seniors, like 4 of you, but then it's all over the place. I mean, you've got a freshman looking like she might vie for maybe a starting spot. But either case, she's, you've got a lot of that, freshmen, sophomores. How is the mesh going? And you just mentioned a minute ago that was pretty good. What do you see happening with this type of team?
I think last year with Coach Hull being a new coach, we obviously had some new things put in last year, and it kind of took us a while to get started. But this year we're getting started right away with some great new plays, and with the there's some great new freshmen coming in, and I think we'll be really great. We're meshing with varsity very well. Feely, I love her so much, and she just fits right in with us.
So I talked with Coach Hull just a minute ago. The Region 9 is crazy good all the time. What do you think you expect from them? Anything different?
I think they're not going to be ready for us, but Springville is always good competition with us. All the teams are good competition, so I think we just show them what we got, and we'll see what happens.
Katie Perry with loads of confidence here with the Wasatch girls basketball team. Thanks for taking a minute.
Yeah, thank you.
The South Summit boys basketball squad kicks off their season tonight as well, and one of the big questions is who is going to be taking the reins of the team with Max McKee gone as well as Gibson Walton. We talked to a handful of players who are returning who believe that this team could be better than they've been in the past. All right, right now we're joined by a handful of South Summit players. We've got Caleby, we've got Alex, we've got Gage, as well as Mitchell. Thanks so much for being here, fellas. Really quick, season starts next Tuesday. How much are you guys looking forward to this season kicking off?
It's going to be really fun. We're going to have lots of competition. It's going to be good.
Gage, I just talked to Coach Mike, and he was telling me a little bit about you, your off-season. You've talked to me personally, and you've said you're looking forward so much to this season. What have you specifically been working on jumping into your junior season?
Just being more of a team player, getting back with the team.
Yeah. Alex, you're returning as well. How much are you looking forward to just jumping back into the gym after quite some time away?
I'm really excited. It's been kind of a long break, I feel like, so I'm ready to get back to it.
Yeah. Caleby, jumping from the football field straight back into things here for the basketball team. How are you feeling specifically, just injury-wise, and how fresh are you feeling jumping into the season?
I'm feeling pretty good right now. I've been doing therapy, so I think I'll be ready.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I just wanted to ask each of you just a little bit about this season. What has the off-season been like? I know each of you have different things going on throughout the summers and things like that, but what was the summer like in terms of training, getting ready for the basketball season?
I had a lot of lifting for football, so mostly that.
Gage, what about you?
I was on some AAU teams, so I did some summer ball.
Yeah, and talk to me a little bit, Gage, really quickly about kind of your role now. I mean, last year you were kind of the younger brother almost to, obviously you were the younger brother to Max, but also to Gibby, who was a huge post player. Now you're kind of the person in charge in terms of being in the post and things like that. Do you kind of realize that jumping into this season?
Yeah, I'm one of the biggest players out there, so.
Yeah. Well, I also wanted to ask a little bit about just changes. I mean, losing some big names, losing some big faces as well to the team. What are going to be some gameplay adjustments that you're going to have to deal with?
We're just going to have to push the ball a lot this year, just getting up the course fast as we can, just beat everyone else to it. So.
Yeah. Each and every one of you are still kind of huffing and puffing a little bit. You guys were doing some suicides prior to this, so you're welcome for pulling you away for a second. How is the conditioning going? I talked to Coach just a little bit about you and all the other football players specifically, that you're kind of already in a little bit of a mid-season shape, but football conditioning is a lot different than basketball conditioning. How are you feeling?
It's definitely a lot more. You run a lot more, but it sucks. It sucks getting in basketball shape. So.
Well, we absolutely can't wait for it. Really quickly, I'm just going to go down the line and ask each of you the #1 game you're looking forward to. If all of you say North Summit, you get bonus points, but whatever you want to say.
North Summit or Morgan? American Heritage.
North Summit, Morgan, for sure.
Yeah, North Summit, Morgan.
Well, we absolutely can't wait for it. We'll be at as many games as we possibly can be. Thank you all so much for the time. Appreciate it. Hey everyone, right now we are not on the football field, we're back in the basketball gym. We're here with Coach Mike Osgythorpe. Coach, thank you so much for the time, and how are things looking a couple days away from the season?
First of all, thanks for having us on. Thanks for coming out to see the supporting the kids. They truly love what you do. Going into this season, we have some good expectations. We're returning 3 starters this year, so first time we've done that in this program in a few years. So, I got some great senior leadership, got a great junior class. and a great sophomore class. So we're definitely looking to have a good time.
Yeah, I mean, I really think that the only two big names that really are gone from the program. There were some great seniors, but it's Max McKee and it was Gibby as well. And those two being gone, there's a big gap to fill. Who are some of the players that are kind of filling in those gaps this year?
So obviously Max is a huge, and Gibby are both huge losses for us, as are all of our seniors from last year. But Max is going to be by committee. He's not a type of kid that you can replace with one dude. We've got we're heavy in the guard lineup. We're going to be fast at the guard lineup, so we'll be rotating that position quite a bit. Kelby Thompson, we're looking into to step up that. Alex Atkinson, Bracken Lashy, Braden Oskathorpe, and a few others that we're looking to fill that role.
You know, with South Summit being such a small school, I mean, you've got a lot of kids that just finished up football season. KLB, I mean, Bracken was the starting quarterback. Braden was a huge offensive and defensive piece. I mean, so many guys that are just coming off football season. How's the health? How are these kids feeling jumping straight in from a long postseason run into the basketball season?
You know, we're a little banged up right now. We're definitely feeling that effect. They had a great football season, so I mean, we went right into basketball. We finished football Friday and started tryouts on a Monday. So they're beat up right now, but they're definitely, you know, 2-sport, 3-sport athletes that are very tough kids. All those kids are, and they're ready to go. They're definitely ready to get back on the competitive edge and get going. So.
In terms of teams to look forward to, teams that are on the horizon, who are some of the big game, or what are some of the big games that you're looking forward to?
You know, in our region, we have a very tough region playing in 3A. Morgan has a great program. Coach Matthews does a great job down there, year in, year out. Out of Grantsville, they have a great program. Same type of coach there that just gets the most out of his players. So those two for sure are going to be some huge games for us. We go down to Manti. Manti is going to be a big favorite this year. Definitely those teams will test us and see where we're at, and that's a great thing for us because we gotta be able to compete.
It is going to be a tough season, a tough region ahead, but I do think that there's a lot of key players and a lot of key I just feel like this team has a lot of returners that know what this program is about. I just got to give you your credit really quick, Coach. You know the Utah basketball scene and the football scene, as I learned this season as well, but you know so much about all these different teams. Where do you find the time to figure out, scout these teams out, know all these coaches? It's unbelievable to talk to you about high school sports.
You know, it runs deep. I have 5 brothers that all played high school ball from the 1980s to mid-2000s, and so I've been around it my entire life. Learned a lot from just observing these coaches throughout the state of Utah, throughout 3A, 2A, 4A, whatever it is. Just being around the game. Scouting-wise, I mean, I love to just learn and see what helps coaches and those good teams be successful and try to take that into our own program. But scouting-wise, I mean, we're watching film daily, hours at a time, just as a coaching staff with the team, and just getting to know those players inside and out, what they do, where their weaknesses are, where we can improve to beat them.
So, Coach, let's talk a little bit about some of these starters. There's 2 new starters on the team, and then there's 3 returners, as you mentioned. Could you just talk about them a little bit?
So our 3 returning starters, in the middle we'll have Gage McKee. Gage has had a great offseason for us. He's put a lot of time in the gym. He's worked on his vertical leap. He's dunking the heck out of the ball. He's looking good. Obviously, Kelby Thompson, one of our guards, very quick, very good with the ball. And then we have Alex Atkinson returning for us that is deadly from the 3-point line. Great shooter, great vision of the court, and we'll be relying on those 3. The other 2 positions, we haven't really solidified starters yet, but our varsity, we have some sophomores that are very good. We have some juniors that are right there. So it'll be by committee, those other 2 spots. You know, we're looking for kids to step in and play some minutes for us at that varsity level, and you know, it's going to be, you know, might be 2 new kids every night, but in the preseason to see where we're at and different rotations and things like that. But very excited with what we have coming back and with what we have in our junior and sophomore class.
Yeah, a big one. At the football games, Gage would come up to me and he would say, I can't wait for basketball season. I can't wait to show you what we've been working on. We're going to be so much better. How much have you been impressed by Gage and his improvements? You mentioned his vertical leap is up. And on top of that, I mean, his brother Max leaves, Gibby leaves. He's kind of taking over that role that Gibby had last year. And so what has it been like just seeing him blossom as a player?
Seeing him, he learned a lot from Gibby last year. Gibby was great for him, and Gage has picked up on a lot of that leadership role that Gibby had, and that's the biggest thing that I've seen him so far is just becoming more of a leader on both ends of the floor in the locker room for us, and just his confidence is up. Playing as a sophomore last year, he was a starter as a sophomore, and that experience is gonna, you can see it paying off now. He's much more confident in himself and his teammates.
I kind of jumped the gun a little bit, but I did want to ask you, talking about the question about being banged up a little bit from football season, a lot of football players jumping onto the basketball court very quickly. The conditioning, do you think that these kids are already kind of in mid-season form because they have been playing? They might be injured, but they're also in shape.
It's a lot different, football shape to basketball shape. It's, football, you basically, snap the ball, run for 15, 20 seconds, and then get a 40-second break. Basketball, you're just nonstop, run. So, they are in football shape. We're definitely going to have to get them in basketball shape, especially the type of offense and defense we run, where we're just up and down the floor. And with the shot clock this year, it's going to be a much more fast-paced game where we're definitely going to have to really work on our conditioning.
That's a big thing, the shot clock implementation for this year. How much has your kind of coaching style had to change because of the shot clock?
The offense we run, we've never really had an issue with shooting the ball early or taking much time. But towards the end of the games is where you're going to see the biggest adjustments as a coach. Just the last 2-3 minutes if you're down, you're going to have time to get back into those games. Whereas before, you can pretty much go to stall ball and hold it for a minute or two if you had to. So now, with that shot clock, I see definitely some more points being scored as well as games being decided later on in the fourth quarter.
A much faster paced game as well, and so it's going to be kind of an adjustment, but I definitely think that this team is ready for it. Coach, really quick, just one thing that you want the parents, the students, everyone of South Summit to know about this basketball season, what they can look forward to here in Camas.
I think our kids are bought in here. We have a great senior class, like I said. We've got a great junior and sophomore that really love their community. They play for this community. They have a lot of heart, a lot of desire. They're great young men. We have a great coaching staff. But the kids are just such a joy, and the parents should be proud of the kids that they raise. They're just hard workers, and they give back. They do a lot of service. And it's going to be a fun season to come out and watch. We're going to be a fast-paced team, up and down. We got kids that just go full speed and work hard.
Well, we absolutely can't wait for it. Coach Oskithorpe, thank you so much for the time. Really appreciate it.
Hey, thanks so much for watching the Scoreboard. On Friday, we're going to be talking to the South Summit girls basketball team a little bit about what they're looking forward to with this season, a new head coach, and a whole lot of new players at the top of the roster. For everyone here at the Scoreboard, I'm Blake O'Rulean, and we will see you all next time.